Hey, what's up, everybody? It's yours truly, Chicken Nugget King 313. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts down below in the comment section as we go. Today, we're going to be talking about the one and only Mike Tomlin, who has spent 19 seasons with one team. Like, literally, one team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's just stepped down not too long ago. This team have kept 3 head coaches, all right? 3 coaches that were long tenured, okay? Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher, then this guy, Mike Tomlin. So we're going to go through a timeline, so to speak, of what it was like to have Mike Tomlin as a coach, and even when he played in football with the career information. So the career information was that he played at William and Mary from 1990 to 1994, played the position of wide receiver, went to VMI in 1995, wide receivers coach, Memphis 1996, graduate assistant, Arkansas State 1997, wide receivers coach, Arkansas State 1998, defensive backs coach, and Cincinnati 1999-2000, defensive back coach. Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 2001 to 2005, defensive back coach, knowing and learning from John Gruden because John Gruden was down there. Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator from 2006, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach from 2007 to 2025, head coach, won a Super Bowl, and his playoff record is 8-12. Career wise as a head coach, 201 wins and 126 losses with 2 ties, which is over 500, and that is amazing. That is amazing when you're Mike Tomlin. Coach Tomlin is an eye-opener to a lot of people. He is must-see TV, okay? And he is one of my coaches, like one of my favorite all-time coaches in the NFL, because he tells you time and time again, the standard is standard. So if you don't stick to the standard, you're not going to be ready to understand the script of what it's like to be a Steeler. Because in Steelers Nation, they love sticking to the standard. They love being a part of... But yeah, back to the matter at hand. We're talking about Mike Tomlin, and we're gonna pick up right where I left off with the standard being the standard. When you think of the standard being the standard, you think of Ryan Clark, you think of Cam Hayward, you think of guys like Devin Bush, you think of Ben Roethlisberger, you think of so many players that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and wear that with a badge of honor. It's not even crazy because they'll tell you, even on ESPN, that the standard is the standard. Nothing has changed. So when you're playing for the Steelers, you got to go out there and hit hard. You got to be a tough-nosed player. You got to be a guy that belongs in a 3-4 or 4-3, regardless. Like, that is what Mike Tomlin looks for. He looks for a guy that can be, a catalyst to the defense, a catalyst to the offense, a catalyst to the special teams, a guy that could really change the, scene for everybody else. And I did leave out a name, Santonio Holmes, in 2008 with that, miraculous Super Bowl catch against the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, what more can you get? And even Debo, James Harrison. You cannot leave out James Harrison. James Harrison is that guy for real. But yeah, you just can't write it any other way. Your career is great. You are up there with the greats of head coaching in the NFL, like Chuck Noll, who, by the way, from the information that I see right here, was a head coach with the Pittsburgh Steelers, way, way back, many, many years before I came into the world. And, he was astonishing too. He was a good, astonishing coach. And not only he was astonishing as a coach, but he changed the narrative in Pittsburgh. He made Pittsburgh go from, perennial losers to perennial winners. He gave you what it was like to be, he gave you what it was like to, wave that tile and represent, what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a steel curtain thing in the 411 and the 412. So big ups to the 412 and everyone else that has loved this team from afar and always been, big fans of the team. So, even though that there's haven't been a playoff win in a long time, it's been 8 different seasons and there's no playoff wins. It's a crazy situation for them. It's literally crazy. And I even listened on NFL radio on Sirius XM, where they explained about John Harbaugh, where they explained about Mike Tomlin leaving and going elsewhere for their coaching positions. Because to me, Mike Tomlin is a TV guy. He's not going to end up being a coach this year. he's going to recharge. He's going to energize himself and think about it. But at the moment at hand, he could land in Fox with Terry Bradshaw. That is another Steeler name you can never forget. And the Steelers did play us this past year, December 21st, whatnot. And, they did get away with one. Let's not lie. They got away with one, and I don't like the feeling of them getting away with a lot. But it is what it is. I think they really have done their job, pretty well. So we're going to go through Chuck Noll too. Let's go through Chuck Noll, because we're going to talk about Chuck Noll in a moment. He was 38 years old in 1969 and went all the way from 69 to 91 coaching this team. And then Bill Austin, 38 years old from 1966. And then John McLaughlin, 32 years old in 1948. And then Bill Cowher, 34, 1992, which is crazy work because he came right after Chuck Noll. And then Jim Leonard, 35 in 1945. And, some people aren't so new to the Steelers. So we're going to give you some Steelers history. As a Lions fan, it's only right I do, and some of you are going to say here and be like, well, that's not what a Lions fan is supposed to do. Dude, I'm a sports fanatic. This is what I do. I love looking up stuff and getting more knowledge and soaking up more game than it is about the other team and, respecting my opponents from afar, because I know when you're in the game of the sports world, you have to talk sports. You have to. You don't have to write it off and say, oh, I got to talk this, that, and the third. You got to respect it and give game where it is. So we're going to talk about the Steelers and their history. And yeah, you guys already know our history. We were 0-16 and blah, blah, blah. And we made the playoffs 22 times in different years and whatnot. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult for you. Very difficult for me to say and explain it. But hey, it is what it is. And I just did my video on Mike McDaniel, who was interviewed by the Detroit Lions. And also make sure you get our gear right now at LionsNationUnite.com. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to our channel, Lions Nation Unite, and check out all the Lions exclusive, content that comes with the t-shirts, hats, sweaters, you name it. It's all Lions related for you. So make sure you stay tuned to that. And we're going to get right to the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Now, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is a team that was formed 92 years ago, back in July 8th of 1933. Esker Stadium is where it's at, but to me, I remember it being Heinz Field. So you have the UPMC Rodney, Rooney Sports Complex out in Pittsburgh. And you have the Renegade, which is the fight song for them. Here we go, Pittsburgh Steelers. Steely McBeam is the mascot. The Rooney family, Aaron Rooney, Omar Khan is the general manager. The vacant head coaching position is something out there that you guys got to pay attention to. The nicknames of this team is the Steel Curtain, the Black and Gold, Blitzburg, Rooney Men. From 1971 to 1981 was Steel Curtain, basically, because that was the defensive line that shined through. And then the team history, Pittsburgh Pirates from 1933 to 1939. Pittsburgh Steelers, 1940 to 1942, 1945, and even presence with the Phil Pitts Steagles in 1943, which would literally merge together from the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now we're going to go to the Card Pit, 1944, and hell, that's another thing that was, I wasn't thought of when that happened. In that time, Forbes Field, 1933 to 1963, Pitt Stadium from 1958 to 1969, Three Rivers Stadium from 70 to 2000. Hey, look, we just said their name, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They played with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yes, they literally played in the same building as the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is crazy work. Heinz Field from 01 to present. And this is a lot of conferences. This is literally from the conference titles that they got. Eastern Division from 1933 to 1943, 1945 to 1949. Western Division from 1944. And then, the American Conference from 1950 to 1952. Eastern Conference from 1953 to 1969. Century Division from 1967 1969. And then American Football Conference from 1970 to present. AFC Central from 70 to 2000, AFC North from 2002 present, And their league championships is 6, conference championships 8, division titles, which is 25. And they have an abundance of 36 playoff appearances. And, you know, the Rooney family, they like to succeed. They like to shine. So you got to give your hats off to them. And, yeah, it was crazy. It's just crazy work. Real crazy work. So big ups to Mike Tomlin and his great illustrious career for 19 seasons. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. And leave your thoughts down below for Mike Tomlin and what your greatest memories is of Mike Tomlin. Because I'm going to give you a Mike Tomlin, like literally, like not stat, but quote. So I'm going to leave you off with this one. I'm going to leave you with a quote right here. Because it's not only the standard being the standard, all right? It is on action versus talk, right? This is a famous quote of Mike Tomlin. I'm more of a show me guy as opposed to a guy that sits around talking about things. Actions speak louder than words. I'm going to leave you with that one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe as always, and holla back at me. Chicken Nugget King, hit my theme music, y'all. One pride, one love, Detroit, let's go. And all NFL fans, yes, if you want to subscribe, you know what to do. Hit that subscription button and holla back at your boy, Chicken Nugget King. Out. Hit my theme music.
From the D where the teams all grind, no luck. Wings on the ice, Tigers on the up. Lions roaring, Pistons never stuck. Detroit sports talk, we just don't give up. It's the Chicken Nugget King bringing you the scene, hitting every stat like a switch so clean. From Joe Louis days to that Ford Field clean. 313 in the house, living the dream. Takes flying like a deep end zone throw. Barry ran the block, made defenders eat snow. From Comerica to LCA, it's all flow. Detroit's got a heartbeat in case you didn't know. It's the Chicken Nugget King bringing you the scene, hitting every stat like a switch so clean. From Joe Louis days to that Ford Field clean. 313 in the house, living the dream. We scream for the play. Sports talk, electric, every night, every day. Changing the game, got no cliches. Detroit in our veins, that'll never fade away. Red and blue pride, Motown gets loud. Pistons in the mix till the fans go wild. Lines breaking curses, yeah we stand proud. Chicken Nugget King repping that hometown crowd.